Lucky plans to entice 10 govt MPs on the 15th. An opinion polls galore. Lucky promises government MPs with almost anything. Atanayake admits Sajith cannot get 50%. Candidate Roshan is to support. Manage is already on his stage. Lanka, Prasanna are on alert in Ranil's defence. Ranil reveals his plan B. More talk about exits in fear of Anurella. SJB ones who attacked AKD are among them. Nalinda scotches rumours about closing airports. Tiran reacts to visa talk. Sajith Rajapaksa returns amid Ranil AKD deal. SJB raises where Rata Anurata was printed. Ginige takes a dig at a Sajith Namal union. Karyawasam shuts up Renuka on his soothing talk. Namal is tipped to win. Mahinda plans to attend his final rallies. Bloomberg report favours AKD as it makes investors rethink.
The leader, දේශයට මග කියන ප්‍රවෘත්ති පෙළගැස්ම.
Lucky plans to entice 10 govt MPs on the 15th. Just 8 days remain for the presidential polls. Opinion polls whose accuracy and credibility come into serious question give predictions every day to leave us transfixed. A report by a well-known local pollster is getting viral on social media. It says the first 3 contenders are having a very tight contest. This same institution predicted Gota's victory last time. It says none will get 50% in 2024. Even SJB national organiser Atanayake admits Sajith will find it difficult to poll the votes required for a clear win. An experienced campaigner, he says the party should intensify its campaign by around 5% to reach that target. Thissa Atanayake was speaking at Neth FM's Unlimited programme the day before yesterday night. So the campaign managers are making last-ditch calculations and attempts on how their candidate can leapfrog ahead of the others. Lucky's plan is to entice around 10 MPs from Ranil's camp by the 15th. He even tries his hand at luring candidates, Roshan Ranasinghe being one of them. Already candidate Premasiri Manage, an ex-JV peer, is seen on Sajith's stage. Anyway, state intelligence has tipped Ranil off about this plan. Immediately after Sagala told him about it, he made inquiries. An up-country party leader vowed that he would never betray him. Ranil met some of his supporting MPs at his Paget Road place last night. He assured them that he had fullest faith in all those who back him. "It is just the work of Sajith to unsettle our people," he told them. A former state minister from Gampaha said they too have been reached with promises of portfolios. They called Amarawera, Mahindananda and me, and then planted news that we would join them, said that one. Reassuring them that even those in the SJB have become helpless, except for a few like Harshana, Marikar and Senasinghe, he said, "Even Maduma Bandara is disappointed. They fight over the premiership. Some others want to see Sajith lose and then have a grab at the leadership," Ranil went on. Dolawata inquired what they should do if at least a few crossed over on the 15th. Ranil asked them not to get unduly concerned, saying he had a plan B. "If that happens, several party leaders now with them will be on my stage on the next day." Saying thus, he left to attend another meeting. But the Lanza and Prasanna lot are keeping a close watch if Lucky will play a trick at the last moment. The old guard is said to be against attempts by Sajith's inner circle to lure almost anyone. Patali too feels so. The inner circle well knows Sajith's standings are going downhill by the day. More talk about exits in fear of Anurella. With some polls pointing to the increasing Anurella, certain government and SJB big shots have become a little worried. Some among them have already obtained visas to leave the country after the election, said up-country leader V. Radhakrishnan. Addressing a rally in Sajith's support at Hapugastalawa in Nawalapitiya, he alleged those polls were favouring certain candidates and don't reflect the actual public opinion. For his part, Tiran says he already has visa to live in any country for the next 10 years. He was speaking to the media after paying homage at Dalada Maligawa on the 11th. He said he was unaware if other ministers had applied for visas, but that nothing would happen to make them flee the country. Ranil is certain to win, he added. Also rumoured to leave the country are some SJB big shots who have been strongly attacking the NPP of late. They have now decided not to cross their limit when doing so. Social media is full of warnings that doors will be closed to prevent politicians like Basil, racketeers and others from fleeing. But NPP's Nalinda guaranteed at Neth FM's Unlimited that none will be harmed. However, a post-election violence phobia has been created in society, with some adding fuel to that fire. That is wholly unacceptable. Creators of such phobias should be told one thing. History shows that such were the ones who had fallen first victim to the fires they had started. Sajith Rajapaksa returns amid Ranil AKD deal talk. A main topic these days is the so-called deal between Ranil and AKD. That has taken the place of Sajith's Best Team campaign with Dulles, Harsha, Patali and Charitha. Just like Leader TV revealed days ago, he will run along for the remainder of campaign days with this Ranil AKD deal talk. Anyway, that could have an impact on the floating votes as well as the UN PERS who are with Ranil. On the 11th, Sajith told a rally in Kirulapone that it is up to the people to decide which could build the country, the Ranil AKD alliance or the SJB-led alliance.
ඔබට පැහැදිලි අවස්ථාවක් තිබෙනවා. රට ගොඩගන්නට රනිල් වික්‍රමසිංහ අනුර කුමාර දිසානායක සන්ධානයට අවස්ථාව ලබා දෙනවද? එහෙම නැත්නම් මේ රටේ ගම් නියම් ගම් නගර සිසාර දැවැන්ත සංවර්ධනයක් තුලින් කඩා වැටුණු දේශය යලි ගොඩනගන්නට අලුත් දර්ශනයකට අලුත් වැඩපිළිවෙලකට අලුත් සංවර්ධන රටාවකට පොදු ජන යුගයකට ඔබගේ වර්ම ලබා දෙනවා. රටේ ජනතාව අතේ තමයි මේ තීන්දුව තිබෙන්නේ.
This is not a newfound slogan at all. It first came from the mouths of the Somawansa and Wirawansa duo. The former dubbed AKD and Vijitha as the red elephant calves for nothing. The SJB has come out with the latest episode about the Ranil AKD deal. Its MP Harshana claimed to the media that AKD's Rata Anurata policy manifesto was printed at Wijaya newspapers, owned by the father of UNP deputy leader Ruwan. According to sources there, the tabloid had been printed there by paying the full amount in advance. However, AKD's camp remains dead silent over this talk about a deal with Ranil. When asked about that, AKD said he didn't want to get involved in such talk. Their doing just that makes more and more people support us, he said. In the meantime, Ranil's social media team has renewed its campaign with the catchphrase Sajith Rajapaksa. The secret deal between Sajith and Namal is revealed by what Rohini and Ginige say. Their posts insist. Adding their pact will soon be exposed. At the same time, some in the Namal's camp take cracks at Sajith. When asked if that one still had the 5.4 million votes he polled last time, Ginige replied in the negative. He polled that much because he was the only rival to Gota. Those who had voted for him have 3 other options this time. Some of those votes will go to Ranil and Anura. So Sajith cannot obtain the votes he got last time, he said. Ginige added that Sajith will start this time not from 5.4 million votes, but from 2.7 million votes he got at the general election. Critics say Ginige's dig won't work much because Sajith's media team boosts Namal so much. It is better for him to tolerate Sajith just like Hirunika does, they say. Karya Wasam shuts up Renuka on his soothing talk. The Nelam Mawatha office has been told that some of their people now with Ranil are singing praises of Namal nowadays. They say he has become more mature, that his speech is good, that he interacts with people better, and that they wouldn't have left if they knew he would become so. It seems they are going to make a return, said Renuka. But that tested Karyawasam's temper. He shut Renuka up with, "Please don't talk about them. Those traitors will not be accepted. See how good the new lads and lasses do their part." According to the Nelam Mawatha office, Namal himself cannot believe the success of his campaign. He is growing in strength by the day. His advisor Ginige says Namal will win. Even opponents are attracted to his straight speech. Sajith, Anura and Ranil are old and defeated characters. Namal is the new character, he said. Namal has won all previous elections. Youths like him. Every mother likes him like her own. Educated gentlemen are confident of his programme. His vote base starts at 3.5 million. With no one getting 50% this time, he will win, said Ginage. But Mahinda is yet to join his son on campaign stage because he is not well these days. He is expected to attend the final meetings. But the trophy camp says the grassroots SLPP support will remain with Ranil. The reason they give for that is how the Rajapaksas fled when supporters got hammered by the JVP and other violent elements in 2022. Bloomberg report favours AKD as it makes investors rethink. In the meantime, a report by the well-known Bloomberg website has shaken the political world. It says a sell-off in dollar bonds has intensified as investors reduce their country exposure over rising political uncertainties before the elections. Market pressure has intensified before elections as investors worry that a shake-up in leadership could upset debt talks that have stalled near the finish line, it says. Campaigning on a platform of clean governance and eliminating corruption, AKD has vowed to reopen negotiations with the IMF, adds Bloomberg. These are having quite a bearing on the business fraternity. Some are even thinking of leaving the country. AKD has clarified it, saying he will not go against any international agreement. But some still have serious doubts, with both the Ranil and Sajith camps fueling those fears. His manifesto clearly states debt sustainability will have an alternative. Anyway, voters take the decision on the 21st as to what would be the path for the next 5 years. They should be aware that if things go wrong, they risk falling back to the abyss from which they are just about emerged. That's it for today.
The Leader දේශයට මග කියන ප්‍රවෘත්ති පෙළගැස්ම